My name is Haley Miller, and this is a presentation about survey technology and its use in the classroom. So, what is survey technology? The definition of a survey is just to investigate the opinions or experiences of a group of people by asking them questions. Basically, survey technology is a way to gather specific data from many different individuals. That data is then able to be compiled into graphs or charts to show trends or to gauge interest or understanding. It can be used to reach many people across various platforms, such as social media, email. You can embed it into different websites. You can put it on places like LinkedIn. SurveyMonkey is the first site that we're going to look at. It's easily accessible online. It's free to set up an account and to make basic surveys. So that would be surveys with up to 10 questions. It's free to share across many different platforms, and there's a free basic result compilation. So it's going to allow you to compile your results of up to 100 responses. If you wanted to make larger surveys with more than 10 questions or more than 100 responses, you can upgrade that plan, and there's a discount for teachers. It's around $24 a month, but that is an option that's available. And there are also pre-made surveys that are able to be utilized for education. So on the SurveyMonkey site, all you have to do to set up an account is have your name, create a password, and include an email. So once you get set up, you will have a homepage like this. You will always have the option to upgrade if you wanted to have that ability to create larger surveys. And then here, just click Create Survey, and it's really simple. So you will be able to start from scratch, create your own survey and your own questions, copy existing surveys, or if you upgrade, you can allow them to build your survey for you to meet your needs. To search for inspiration, we could type in anything like education. It's going to pull up all of these different options down here, different surveys that have already been created. This bullying survey I actually looked at, and it is pretty neat. It's 10 questions, and it includes different ways that bullying can happen in school and asks students if these things are happening to them. So we're able to get those answers and to kind of change the climate for our students if we are having those issues. Start from scratch, you would just name your survey. Anything you want, just type the category and then create. It takes just a minute to get a new survey started, and then once you're in, you're able to type those questions and choose the mode of response. So if it's multiple choice, essay, scales, star ratings, anything like that is an option. You can type your question here, choose the way to respond over here, and all of those options are listed. Once you're finished, you would just click Done, and then you'll have the option to continue to add questions. Over here, there are recommended questions, or if you've made surveys in the past, you can go to Previously Used, and it will pull up your question bank. So you can pull any questions that you've already created from any of your surveys and put it into this one. Once you're completed with your questions, you would go up here. You can preview it, collect responses, and it also allows you the option to send it in this next section. So you can send it off through email, you can send it through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, anything that you can think of is going to be included in the way for you to send your survey. Once you're done, you can go to My Surveys. It will show the list of all of the surveys that you've created, and it will give you a list of how many people have responded, and it'll allow you to share those results or share the survey more. Another site that we're going to look at is Survey Planet. I actually feel that Survey Planet is a little easier to use, but it's not quite as well known and it hasn't been around as long. There's a free version online for basic surveys. With the Survey Planet free version, you do get unlimited questions and responses in that free version. Pro upgrades are available, so you're able to unlock more themes, more colors, more fun options for your surveys to make them look a little more fun and exciting for the students. And it's free to share across many platforms, and they also have pre-written questions available. So for Survey Planet, it's the same thing. you would just go to get started. You would enter your email and name and create a password. Once you're in, it's super easy to start creating surveys. You would just go up here to New Survey, Survey Title once again. You can create the option for people to input their email, or you can make it more anonymous, and it also gives you the option to create a welcome. You can do new questions from templates, so you can pull questions that have already been created through other surveys in education or whatever you're looking at surveying, or you can create a new question. New questions, you would just type the question here and then choose the question type, whether it's multiple choice, an essay question, rating, scale, any of these options here. One thing I like about the essay option is if you were doing a student survey asking them to give you input on a project that they had done and how they felt about that, you can do a minimum number of characters, so they won't allow that essay or that survey to be submitted unless they meet that minimum number of characters, which is going to allow you to get better answers. Once you are finished, you'll back out. It will allow you to add more questions in. You can go here and look at all of the different themes. This will just change the appearance of your survey. You can preview the survey and actually take the survey for yourself to see how it looks before you send it off. Your share option is here. You would just activate your survey once you have questions, and then it gives you all of the different options for sending that. It'll give you a link so that you can copy that link and embed it into websites or emails, or it will give you the option of all different social media sites. Other survey sites are sogosurvey.com, typeform.com, Google Forms has a good survey option. Client Heartbeat has some. There's not a free version for that one. Zoho, Survey Gizmo. These were the top 8 listed online, but there are lots and lots more. If you would just go Google search or whatever your search engine is and pull up surveys, there will be more options than you know what to do with. The 2 that I've surveyed, or the 2 that I talked about today, are the 2 that I like the best, but there are lots more options if you'd like to look into those. So why should we use surveys in education? One thing, they're easy to use. It's really easy for us to get online and create a survey pretty quick, and it's also quick for the students or parents to finish those surveys. Most of the surveys are able to be done in 5 or 10 minutes or less, depending on how many questions, and then you get those results instantly. You're able to gather data across many different platforms. You can gather information about school climate. Like I said, with the bullying, you could also do things about whether people feel that they fit into the school, if there have been any harassment issues, things like that, which will allow you to get a good overall view of what's going on in the school while still keeping it anonymous. You can submit information anonymously. You can ensure more accurate data that way. Some people will be more apt to tell you about an issue or a concern if it is through an anonymous site. You're easily able to compile the results, and you can present that information if needed to a superintendent, principal, school board. You are also able to communicate in a fun and different way. We don't use surveys a whole lot. We typically do testing and quizzes, things like that, but we can get some of the same information out of surveys, and it gives students a little different way, and it feels a little more fun than just a test or a quiz. Student perceptions can also be surveyed, and they can be used to improve our teaching. We can ask students how they feel they understand the information, if they enjoyed a project or did not, what they learned out of the lesson, and it'll help us see how well our students are understanding. Ways to utilize this in the classroom would be gauging parent satisfaction. We can send lots of different links to parents or lots of different surveys to parents that will let them tell us how well they feel their child is understanding or doing in our class, or if their child is enjoying our class, or maybe get tips from them on what we could do that they feel would help engage their child more. You can check student understanding. You can allow your students to use this for research projects. What's neat about that is it allows the students to have a wider array of answers. Surveying their classroom or just their school is going to help some, but this gives them a wider variety of people from different parts of the world or even country that will let them have a better view of what they're studying versus just the people in one geographic area. You can also gauge student interest in events or activities that you've done. You can obtain feedback from parents or students. And once again, it's easily compiled so that you're able to present that information to other people if needed. And there's lots more ways that we can utilize this in the classroom. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So reflections, surveys are a fun and easy way to gather data. They can be shared across lots of different platforms. Many free options exist, and there are upgrades for complex surveys. SurveyMonkey and SurveyPlanet are the two we viewed today, but there are many, many more. It's easy to obtain information this way from parents or students, and there are endless ways to utilize these technologies within our classrooms. This is my bibliography. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and you'll be able to use some of these techniques in your own classroom. Thank you.